me talking anymore. We've got Luke, we got Joe, we got Joseph, we got Karen, the Bucking Mules.
The joy you show.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
We're getting to have a really long Sunday. Woke up this morning and then most of us are flying back to the East Coast. So it's going to be a long day. But it's a good day. Hey, welcome. I'm glad you decided to join us. What's on your mind these days?
Innocuous, sorry.
Okay.
Having a lot of fun here. Too much fun. Had a lot of fun hanging out with people. People, you all know who you are. We've been jamming. And we found out that white stuff is snow. Wasn't sure at first. Okay, here we go. I know, everything. Sorry. I do fuss with the fiddle.
We had some fun workshops today, and it's kind of an action-packed weekend.
Yeah.
Right? I'm glad y'all are still with us and not home like curled up watching PBS Masterpiece. I'm sort of ready to do that, but I think we got a little more music that we can pull out. Now that we know that it's not canned applause, I think we're making it happen. and intensity that it's called Glory in the Meeting House. And it comes from eastern Kentucky, but from a fiddler, Luther Davis, who played these. I mean, Luther Strong played these just intense tunes. And I think, I'm not sure if when he got recorded by Alan Lomax, if he had just gotten checked out of the drum tank from the night before. It might have been something like that. We'll have to check that. But
Yeah, there's lore that maybe he didn't even have his own fiddle, and
played this incredible, these like
total mess, and it's just unbelievable. The recordings are unbelievable.
heavy tunes. I got enlisted by this. I live in Durham, North Carolina. And there's this guy, his Golden Messenger. I don't know if any of y'all. Yeah, Mike Taylor. I was his teaching assistant when he was a folklore, intro to folklore teacher at UNC, and I was his assistant. So this is this like indie rocker guy from California who lives in North Carolina. He's got like, he's got a following, and he had me record that tune for him.
Under this
And
name, doing.
I like had to play it 2 times, and then they did all this weird stuff, so it became really trippy. And when we were recording, he was like, dude. And so I'm just used to playing like fiddle music, and then playing hard. He's like, can you like kind of like play it like,
It'd be a few days.
with like a strong downbeat, but like you're on preludes?
What's a quaalude? That's before my time.
That's something people could tell you. There's so many here. Do you?
I took one accidentally one time. I'm not kidding. Accidentally. It was a hard afternoon, let me just say.
Fill us in on that after this next one.
I thought it was a calcium pill.
The labeling gets stuck a little bit.
What?
Phone's got lumber.
Q for calcium.
You're not gonna hit me with that, are you?
Nah, I love you too much to do that. This is this is another tune from Eastern Kentucky, but it's much more happy. It comes from a beautiful banjo player whose name was Morgan Six. It's called Ida Red or Down the Road. Down the road, a mile and a half, I swapped my mule for a cart and a calf. Down the road, I got a sugar baby down the road. Oh, down the road as you're heading to the turn, rocks in the road as big as a churn. Down the road, I got a sugar baby down the road. Ida red, Ida blue, I got stuck on Ida two. Do, I got stuck on Ida two. when you took that calcium pill, Karen, was that in the morning? Like, was it kind of like you woke up and you're like, oh, I got a lot of stuff to do today. I'm just going to take my vitamins?
Yeah, it's kind of like mid-morning, and yeah, it was. Luckily, I'd finished most of my like the work that I was supposed to be performing. Because I felt like one of those weird roly-poly dolls where you just kind of push it. Push this way. It was very strange. That's the only Quaalude I've ever taken.
That's what people do for fun.
I know, I don't get it. Why I even,
So then it's like, how do you play?
why did I happen to have one?
Play like with the sort of downbeat, but like you're on Quaaludes. Well, I guess you met Karen already. Ohio. From San Francisco. And then here to my right is Luke Richardson. From Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, which is a couple hours south of Nashville.
Southern middle. To be more descriptive than that.
Yeah, thanks. Luke is a fabulous banjo player and harmonica and fiddler person, and we'll play one on the harmonica. This is a tune that comes from a guy who was born in 1868. His name was Tom Douglas, and I got to hear his son Bob play. And that last tune was from Bob. Bob was born in 1900, and he made his living as a fiddler for he lived to be 101 and fiddled up until the end.
Wow.
I got to see him play. He'd do his 100th birthday at this. Well, he'd do his annual birthday. Your annual birthday, is that not redundant? My biannual birthday. He'd have his birthdays at this little place near my parents' house called the Mountain Opry, and it was really fun. I saw him play when he was like 100 years old for his 100th birthday.
How old were you?
I was in high school, and he was like a doubled over old man who would get up there and he'd kind of rip him on the fiddle. So, although he'd get a gnarly lean on it, sometimes you'd be sure he was not to fall over. But he did fall over. But this is his father's tune, Tom Douglas's tune. Luke plays it really nicely. family men, Karen.
Yeah, we're
Family men.
We're gonna play one next that's a lot of fun. You're gonna hear about how much fun it is as we play it. And the words are, oh, for lots of fun. Oh, for lots of fun.
Oh,
Oh, for lots of fun. Drinking wine and beer. Hang on.
I learned this from a cute old fiddler who lived just south of Knoxville, Tennessee, named Charlie Acuff, who had a rad belt buckle that said Acuff and had like a fiddle on it.
You want to song?
Those profound words were like a fairly accurate observation of our experience here in Alaska.
Now we're going to slow it down a little bit and play a tune that we learned from Clyde Davenport. And I believe on this particular recording, he's singing and playing fiddle.
Yeah, he played the melody. It's like Clyde was this incredible fiddler who played 300 or 400 tunes, that he had learned from his father and from neighbors in Kentucky. And this is one of his, I think his mother might have sung this. It's an old ballad, and he played it on the fiddle. And then Karen and I kind of first met, and got to be pals, because I lived a couple hours away from this guy in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And Karen came east, and we met at a fiddler's convention. And she said, "Well, I'm going to go and visit Clyde Davenport after this fiddle convention." And I said, "Well, I'll meet you and we can go up and visit him together." And so we did that, and we had a good time. Got to be pals. We're in a band now. We also had there was this one evening, it was really bucolic. We were sitting out on the front porch at his place. This is like how you imagine this stuff going down. It's like the romantic, like passing the music down through the generations. So we're sitting there with Clyde late in the evening after we've had dinner that his sweet wife Lorene cooked from the stuff that they had grown in the garden, and it's just like you can hear it's up on the Cumberland Plateau. It's kind of cooling off, and you can hear all the crickets and stuff. And then all of a sudden you hear this. And this like, we look over and Lorene, there's like, if you leave a porch light on in the South, I don't know if this happens here, but you get a bunch of like insects that like go to it at night. And she's got a can of Raid.
She emptied that entire can.
Like obliterating like the population of any insects within like a 3-mile radius. And this like cloud, like this toxic cloud, just like we're like Clyde's playing like this rare, beautiful tune, and the cloud like is coming our way. And we're like, what do you do?
We're trying not to breathe, just staring at each other.
Try not to think that we're all actually just big bugs.
Yeah, really.
It would have just been a Quaalude moment.
It was early one morning in May. I spied a fair couple making their way. One was a lady as fair as can be, and the other was a soldier in a greenback whiskey. Pretty soldier, oh, where are you going? Just down by the orchard, just down by the stream. Just down by the orchard, just down by the stream. To see the waters gliding, to hear the nightingale sing. Soldier, only marry me. Oh, no, pretty lady, that never can be. I have a wife back in London, and children have 3. 2 wives and the army, it's too many for me. Waters gliding, to hear the nightingale sing. Since it's Sunday, we're going to take you to church this next one.
This is called it's a kind of old hymn, I guess, from Western North Carolina, called "Go Find Your Sheep." And so it's like it's kind of easy if you are paying attention. I bet y'all can pay attention.
Do you know where your sheep are?
Yeah, have you checked on them?
Have you taken your calcium pills? Yes?
So the way that this goes is I'll say like, out on the mountain cold and steep, and then the words are, "O shepherd, go find your sheep," and then I'll repeat that, out on the mountain cold and steep, and you can sing, "O shepherd, go find your sheep." Now, there's one little twist, all right? And I'm going to tell you this because some of you will forget it. And when you forget it, don't feel ashamed. We still love you. Just try to pay it more attention
Thank you,
next time.
because I might forget.
So there's going to be a verse that says, "Out in the desert lost I am,
What could it be?
lamb. Oh shepherd, go find your lamb." All right?
Make sure to pronounce the B at the end.
Can you dig it?
Yeah.
All right, so let's give it a little whirl here, Luke. It just feels clean. Yeah. Out on the mountain, cold and steep. Oh, shepherd, go find your sheep. Out on the mountain, cold and steep. Oh, shepherd, go find your sheep. Down by the water, swift and deep. Oh, shepherd, go find your sheep. Down by the water, swift and deep. Oh, shepherd, go find your sheep. Out in green pastures fast they sleep. Oh, shepherd, go find your sheep. Out in green pastures fast they sleep. Oh, shepherd, go find your sheep. Out in the desert, lost I am. Oh, shepherd, go find your lamb. Out in the desert, lost I am. Oh, shepherd, go find your lamb. Go find your sheep. Out on the mountain, cold and steep. Oh, shepherd, go find your sheep. Thanks for joining us there. That was fun. Feels like people should sing at a folk festival.
That sounded so good.
They really did.
Now we gotta put a little capo. We got a capo.
Not me.
I sometimes forget to wear capos when
I think I got a limp microphone stand here.
Oh, that happened?
Yes. Before applying the capo.
There we go.
Limp I am.
Crack yourself right up.
Before the show, it was stressed that he needs us to talk and carry on like we're, just hanging out. And so that's a bit of a double-edged sword.
One time we tried to plan like our banter, like we're gonna be real professional and like have have little set pieces. And that, it was
How
like,
are you today?
It is great to be here in Juneau tonight.
How you doing out there, Anchorage?
Can I have your seat, please?
Wait a minute,
No, don't do anything. You're perfect the way you are.
don't go changing?
So, the type of music we're playing, which you probably know by now, it's called old-time music, but sometimes people ask, well, what is old-time music, or how is it different from bluegrass? For one, old-time music is better because the beer is better and you get to sit down. But also, there are more beautiful tunes to draw from, so if you're wanting to learn really nice fiddle tunes, I would go in the old-time direction.
That's still,
It's good. I guess.
And speaking of beautiful old tunes, as they figure out what they're doing, which I don't know, we're going to try to play one called Lily of the Valley. Yeah.
I think we'll stay up long enough.
Can we get a sound mic person?
We actually have a sound engineer here.
yeah.
It's pretty cranked. It's misbehaving, Lucy. Bad microphone. Bad microphone.
It's a stand, nothing.
Oh yeah, bad microphone stand. Bad stand. All right. Thank you, Lucy. What are we doing now?
Lucy!
Lucy!
Great.
This is a really nice tune that I learned from recording of Luther Davis. And it's called Lily of the Valley. And there's going to be a surprise after the tune.
track of who's got what over here. The instruments. What's a surprise?
I think that that song was the surprise.
The thing they sang.
Might have been a little misleading, I'm sorry. Well, I didn't say it, he said it.
You can apologize, I'm not bad.
Oh, man. We have had a lot of fun getting to meet folks up here and do the banjo contest yesterday. See a person who sang, apparently just started learning the banjo in November and played a beautiful Rainbow Connection yesterday at the banjo contest. Now, I wasn't sure if when he said he started learning in November, if he was like, I started learning the banjo in November 1999. I think that it was in November 2022. Dang, that's really cool to hear. And we've met a lot of great friends who play old time music who we've known about mostly through their paraphernalia and sweatshirt, hoodie line, hat line. The Marvin Woodworking world.
The pawpaw.
Who is the person? He's the peepaw.
It's different everywhere you go.
I've been told that when you go and work at Marvin Woodworking, that's where musicians' dreams go to die. Here's an old. It's like no segue here, but here's an old ballad that showed up in like this late 1600s in England on like wood block print kind of ballad sheets, where the latest greatest hits would be printed and then scattered around. And folks would learn the songs, and this was a song that documented a particular fox chase. It was popular. So it must have made its way somehow over a couple centuries to Tennessee to a family called the Hicks family, to a singer named D. Hicks, who sang 300 or 400 songs. He did not know how to read or write, but he had all these songs in his head and learned them from his father. And this is one of them, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. I recorded it on a new album that I just put out, and it's called The Fox Chase. And just for context, when we started, it begins by calling in the foxes. So you're calling the foxes. So when I start yelling a bunch of names at you, you'll know exactly what's going on there. And you'll hear the rest of it. Sounder of all the dogs that I possess. Old rock and roll, they are the best. But Charlie, he's my good old dog, forevermore I know. Come Uncle Joe and let's go home. Now we'll leave that old red fox alone. For our Poppy's gonna hunt him in the morning. He'll put his hounds up on the track. They'll run it off, they'll bring it back. They'll run him from old England to old Kentucky, I know. Now put your ear upon the ground, and good Lord, just listen to my lead hound. He'll run him from old England to old Kentucky, I know. Then I put my horn up to my mouth, and I blew that wind both north and south. But it seemed like my old dog couldn't hear me. Then I blew my horn so loud, heard it thunder. But I can still hear my old dog run. UQ, UQ. is called Jazz for Jail. And there was a famous person in my part of the world who, I never got to meet him, but he was a moonshiner, a carnival barker, and a general raconteur. His name was Hamper McBee. And he also was he was like somebody who like really enjoyed cursing, kind of artful cursing. He also wrote some songs, and this is a song that he wrote about his experience as a moonshiner up on near Monteagle, Tennessee, and Grundy County and Marion County, where he was working as a moonshiner, getting tangled up with the local law there, a man named Bill Malone. And Bill Malone, he'd take you in, and got you, and start you in jail. And Hamper McBee said that, in the song you'll hear how much it costs to get out of jail, but he said it got considerably more expensive over time because you're getting busted for moonshine. He was also famous because at the Knoxville World's Fair in 1982, he was hired to run a display moonshine still. Which, it was just supposed to, display what a moonshine still looks like. However,
it actually displayed people drinking moonshine.
Yes, it was highly functional. And I have a friend whose dad was there, and he was like, "Yeah, I was over there every day. Hamper was getting everyone drunk." This is called Jazz for Jail. It was on our album, Smoke Behind the Clouds. lamb, 'cause I got him by the carload from the state of Alabama. And state line to Montego and back along the way. Well, if you ain't got the money, then I know just where you stay. There's one thing sure and certain, 'cause I'm the one to know. It'll cost you $15 before the list you go. So over my left shoulder here is this is a band of two Joes. This is Joe DeJarnette. Bass player and recording engineer extraordinaire. Splits his time between Floyd, Virginia and Brooklyn, where he has a little 4-month-old who's waiting for him when he gets home.
Yeah, well, I think we've got time for one more tune tonight, but thank you so much for coming out and listening to us, but also to all the great music that you've had in this this whole 2-week festival. Let's get a hand for all of the performers. All the amazing volunteers and the sound crew and the people who work all year long to make this happen. It's just a beautiful thing, and we're so honored to be here and be part of it. Yeah, we're gonna do one more tune.
Yeah, this is one. My name is Joseph DeCosimo too. I live in Durham, North Carolina. Nobody introduced me. Sometimes you hope something will do it and then it doesn't happen. You're like, oh man. It's all right though.
We could do a drag out.
I know. You know when I gave you the vitamin earlier though? This is a tune called Sequatchie Valley, which is like, I grew up on this ridge called Walden's Ridge in East Tennessee, and just over the backside of the ridge of this valley, and there was a train that went up it named Little Billy.
Little Billy.
And that guy Bob Douglas, who I was telling you about at the beginning of the set tonight, whose father was born in 1868, and the guy lived from 1900 to 2001. This guy, Bob Douglas, he wrote it with his father back in the 20s. It's a train tune to commemorate the journey of Little Billy. So it's called Sequatchie Valley. We hope you enjoy it. It's been great to be with you. called peckerwood.
I waited for this.
Ready? Yep. I'm going back to Mexico, baby. I'm going back to Mexico, baby. I'm going